Welcome to the A-frame at Harvest Moon Acres. Today we are set on 6 gorgeous acres of land in New York State. I'm looking out at the mountains and this beautiful view as I speak to you. We're nearby some of the best skiing in the Catskills region. We're at this unique A-frame though. I love the master suite and the interior design. It all feels super cozy to me. These hosts also really went above and beyond. It's one of those few Airbnbs I can say that feels more like a hotel to me. You're gonna see why, but I'm really cold. You guys are gonna love this place. Let's go and start the tour. Welcome to this unique A-frame cabin up in the Catskills today. To begin to kick off the exterior tour, we're first going to start actually on the other side of the property. You're going to park your car and walk down this path. There's a few exterior amenities to point out, like this beautiful fire pit setup you can enjoy during the warmer months. You can see the sun setting in the background. And on the opposite end, you have this cool swing in between 2 trees. Now for the cabin itself, you may notice this kind of mini tower in the middle of the exterior. That's because this is a 2-story A-frame. This is now the back end of the building, but I'm going to take the drone and fly in this direction towards the large clearing and just look at this gorgeous view. The cabin is located on 6 private acres out here in the Catskills, and the owners position the cabin perfectly so it directly faces the sunset, which you'll see later. That's it for everything outside, so I'm now gonna walk up here and open up these large sliding glass doors because it is now time to check out everything in the interior. Welcome inside. This is the main living area you're going to see as soon as you enter into this A-frame. You'll notice the beautiful wood finishing all throughout the ceiling. Before we go any further though, I'm going to turn on the fireplace with just the flick of a button, and now here is your completed setup. All of the light was streaming in perfectly as the sun began to set. Now to go into more detail, of course you have your fireplace over here, which will keep you warm and cozy during the colder months, and this very plush leather couch, which complements the rest of the room perfectly. This is your view as if you were sitting down on your couch looking out, and then from up top on the 2nd floor looking down. We'll now come over here to this lovely sitting area. The host thought of everything from the nice footstool to the plush pillows, plants, and decorations. It's all here. You also have a nice smart TV in this corner if you want to catch up on your favorite shows after a fun day in the snow. There are a bunch of amenities like fire starters, a lighter, blankets, gloves, and skewers. We're now going to pan to the left of the fireplace because there is a bunch of other fun stuff in this area. I'll start first with the games, ranging from cards to Yahtzee. You also have a bunch of records like Neil Young's Harvest Moon, very similar to the name of this property. But it's safe to say you have plenty of entertainment options here. Next up, we're now going to shift to this corner behind the record player because you do actually have a nice work from home setup if that is of interest to you. You can get some items done during your stay. They do have very strong Wi-Fi at this A-frame, but I'm now going to pull the chair out and sit down at the desk because there are a few items waiting for you in this corner that I want to point out. First up, you do have a detailed house manual and the guest book, information on the local Catskills area, and plenty of charging cables for your electronics. Next, we'll visit the dining table. We have some nice goodies here like a thank you card and a bottle of wine along with 2 s'mores kits. These are the almost hotel amenities that I mentioned earlier on in the video. Finally, in this main room, this is the perfect setup right around sunset with all of the light streaming in. Now I'll take a quick break to thank today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Squarespace is your go-to solution to build your online presence and your brand. I think it's especially a great solution for Airbnb owners. I love their in-depth analytics. Here you can see where all of your traffic is coming from under the Traffic Sources tab. Next, if you are an Airbnb owner or a cabin enthusiast like myself, you can create some beautiful blog posts like my friend Levi Kelly has done here on his own Squarespace site. Finally, if you want to display your beautiful Airbnb listing photos, you can use the Squarespace Galleries feature like my friends at Tangle Bloom Cabin in Vermont have done here on their own gorgeous Squarespace sites. I will include the links to all these websites down below. So if you just love cabins or you're already hosting an Airbnb like this, or like this, head to squarespace.com/MikeWillTravel for a free trial and to then save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Now, back to the tour. We'll now move further back into the A-frame to explore the very, very well-equipped kitchen. I'll start first on this side. You have your sink, and down below is your dishwasher. Not all of the Airbnbs I visit these days have dishwashers, so this is definitely a nice amenity to have. Now on top of the counter in this corner, you have a ton of coffee and tea supplies, ranging from your hot water heater for the tea, to your coffee and sugar, and various different types of tea, like this one called Better Than Sex. Also a bunch of cooking books. So if you like to entertain and cook up a storm, you're absolutely going to love this kitchen. Now on this side, you have a high-end oven and your stovetop, and along this last wall is your well-equipped cocktail cart and your fridge and freezer. Now again, these Airbnb hosts really went above and beyond, so if you open up this fridge, you have some of your essentials, mostly for breakfast, like some fresh eggs, half and half, and maple syrup. Also above the fridge and freezer, you have your microwave, so all of the major appliances. To finish up in the kitchen, I'll briefly touch on the cocktail cart. I'm personally a cocktail guy versus beer or wine, so I really appreciate this. It has everything from bitters and a shaker to various different glasses and even a recipe book for some of your cocktail basics. Now facing in this direction, there are 3 doors. The door on the far right takes us into the one bathroom in this A-frame. There are a bunch of towels down below, along with their lovely sink setup and a beautiful rounded mirror. There are also 2 bathrobes and pairs of slippers on these hangers. Now on the opposite end is your shower, which includes some gorgeous white subway tile, which contrasts perfectly with the black accented shower heads and handles. You notice some more beautiful tiling along the ground and your bench there on the left side. It's also very well stocked with all of your shampoo, conditioner, and body wash from Public Goods, which is top of the line. Now, right next to the bathroom, we're gonna move into one of my favorite rooms in the cabin, which is the master suite. I love this setup, everything from the snug chair and side table there on the left, to the thoughtfully designed linens and pillows all across the bed. This wall over here is almost entirely made up of windows, so it lets in some great light. And you also have 2 sliding doors along that far wall, which I'll get to later. In terms of amenities, right next to your bed, you have some tissues, all of your remotes, but even a sleep mask and some essential oils. Located at the bottom of the bed, there is a suitcase rack. Take note, other Airbnb owners, I think this is a great item to add to your listing. To finish up in this room, you have a nice mirror and a bunch of hangers on the back of this door. On this final wall, you also have some more decorations, a dresser with some blankets, and your 2 sliding doors. The door on the left is not accessible, but the door on the right contains a nice washer and dryer unit if you want to get any laundry done during your stay. That's it for everything on this floor. So now I'm going to go back into the main room and walk up this spiral staircase to the 2nd floor. Mind your head as you walk on through, but this would take you into the 2nd bedroom in this A-frame. I definitely thought this was a total couples retreat at first, but this cabin can actually very comfortably sleep 4 guests. So a great option for either a small family or 2 couples. This bedroom is quite similar to the master suite we just saw downstairs, just a tad bit smaller, but it has a lot of the same amenities and even its own smart TV hanging from the wall, so some great entertainment options. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you very soon for another Airbnb tour.